This slideshow goes over what plagiarism is and how to easily avoid it. It also introduces you to the basic concepts of citing sources. While it won't specifically discuss how to format each and every source citation, it will point you in the right direction so you'll be able to document every source you use in your course assignments. Plagiarism is copying word for word as well as paraphrasing another's words without documenting or citing the source, stating or summarizing another's ideas or opinions without documenting the source, making a copy of someone else's paper and then handing it in as your own, or paying for or otherwise obtaining a paper or presentation and then handing it in as your own. This includes papers written by a family member, friend, or other student. If you plagiarize, according to the Peirce College Code of Student Conduct, you will receive one or more of the following penalties. Receive a grade of 0 on a plagiarized assignment. Fail the course in which you submitted a plagiarized assignment. Or be expelled from Peirce College and be ineligible for readmittance. Fortunately, avoiding plagiarism is easy simply by citing the sources you use. Cite sources when you quote from the source directly, paraphrase an idea, or summarize a passage. Peirce College uses the American Psychological Association's, or APA, citation format. It comes in two parts, in-text or parenthetical citation, and a references list. First, we'll look at in-text citations. This is when you give credit within the body of an assignment to the source you used. Place the in-text citation after the quotation, phrase, or borrowed idea. It should look something like this. Imagine you've inserted this quote in the middle of a paragraph of a paper you're writing. After the quote, you give credit to the source by naming its author, its date of publication, and the page number it appeared on. You place this information in parentheses, which is why an in-text citation can also be referred to as a parenthetical citation. An in-text citation might also look like this. Here we are paraphrasing part of the quote, and so the page number is not used. An in-text citation could even look like this, where the publication date and page number are in separate parentheses, and since the author is referred to in the text, his name doesn't need to be repeated in the citation. Generally, APA in-text citations fall in author-date format, with page numbers included if you're using a direct quote. However, different sources may need to be formatted a bit differently. For example, some sources may have multiple authors or no author at all. And websites lack page numbers, and information from web sources doesn't always come with a publication date. This is why you should refer to Peirce Library's APA Style Guide for help on formatting your citations. To access the APA Style Guide, log into my.peirce.edu, click on the Library tab, then select Click here to access library resources. Then click on APA Style Guide. From there, select In-Text Citations for some examples. More importantly, select Creating APA References to find the exact way to format your in-text citation, depending on the source you're using. Clicking on Creating APA References will take you to a list of sources. Pick the one you're using. This image shows just a few of the sources you'll find in the extensive list the library provides. In the entry's orange box, you will find the correct way to format your citation, whether you're quoting directly from the text or summarizing or paraphrasing it. Note in this example there is no author, and so the source's title is used in its place. Next, we'll go over your references list. For each source you cite in your text, you will need a corresponding reference at the end of your paper. References are detailed information about the sources you used. Your reference list only includes resources you cite in your paper, not everything you may have read during the research process. If you have a source in your reference list, it must have a corresponding in-text citation. Your citations will differ depending on the resources you're using. Print and electronic sources are cited differently, even if they are the exact same article. And not all resources will have all the information asked for in APA format, for example, author or date. Here are some examples of print references in APA format. As you'll see, each one has slight variations in the information it provides depending on the source type, like a book or newspaper. Some include additions or editors. One has multiple authors, another has none. Similarly, electronic resources also contain slight variations. For example, the first has a DOI, or Digital Object Identifier. Others show the website they were found on, while another shows the date the student first accessed the source, but has no date for when the source was written. Again, head to the library's APA Style Guide and select Creating APA References to find the exact way to format the particular sources for your references list. Clicking on Creating APA References will take you to a list of sources. Pick the one you're using. You will find the basic format for your reference and example. This particular example shows you how to format a dictionary entry. Once you've compiled your reference information, return to the library's APA Style Guide for help on building the actual list. Select Formatting a Paper in APA Style. Scrolling to the bottom of the page will show you a sample APA paper. This will give you tips on formatting, including the line spacing and indentations. One last word on plagiarism. If you write a paper for one class, you cannot submit it as an assignment in another class, even if you have cited all of your sources. This is called self-plagiarism. Avoid self-plagiarism by creating original content for each class. Citations can be tricky, so if you ever need assistance, the Peirce College librarians are here to help you. Stop by and see us, or email library@peirce.edu, or call 215-670-9269. And again, log into my.peirce.edu, select Click here to access library resources, then click APA Style Guide. It contains several resources to aid you with APA citations, as well as sample citations for most of the resources you will use in your work at Peirce College. It also contains a printable PDF of APA sample citations and other web resources on APA.